You are listening to Zen and the Art of Triathlon.
Well, hey there, all you triathlon studs and studettes. This is Brett Blankner with another great episode of Zen and the Art of Triathlon. Hey, on this show, we have an interview with one of my good old friends, pro triathlete John Hirsch. We talked for an hour all about different styles of training, Thanksgiving and holiday food, off-season weight gain and weight loss, and just all kinds of neat stuff. Oh, like how to, stay on top of your game for being a pro, for example. John Hirsch has been a pro for 10 years now. So he talks about weight training as you get older and things like that. It's pretty neat. It's a really good episode, and I'm proud to bring it to you. But before we get into the interview, let's cover a little bit of triathlon news. Here we go. First up, we have Max King setting the new 100K record in a run. So this is about 62 miles. Max King is a little bit of a phenomenon. This is awesome. He's a big-time trail runner, long-distance runner, and he averaged, for 100K, he averaged a 6-minute and 13-second mile pace. Imagine doing that for 62 miles. That was crazy. That happened just the other day. I have the link to his Strava workout because he put it up on Strava for you to check out on the blog at ZenTriathlon.com. And then also, we had a female age grouper get popped for performance-enhancing drugs in South Africa. It looks like she was about 50 years old, and she has been to Kona before, at least once. And yeah, so it makes you wonder, was she doing it before when she qualified for Kona? And the drug of choice looks like it might have been some kind of amphetamine, which is definitely a training aid. There's a whole lot more to that story besides the headline. So if you're interested in that and what's happening with that, then start Googling around and trying to find out more. I'm sure it's a messy, messy situation. All right, Ironman Arizona sold out on site. So if you do an Ironman, the volunteers and the racers the very next day, as they're cleaning up the mess, can go and sign up. And apparently people love this race so much that it sold out on site. And so the world was sitting around on the internet to try to register, and they were told, nah, too bad. All the spots are taken. So nobody got a spot unless you were there. And there's a little bit of controversy if this is fair. And on one hand, I think it's not fair because there's people that would like to go race, and just because they couldn't make it on site, they can't race. But on the other hand, I think it's actually pretty fair. I mean, it's sold out. There's only so many spots, and those people, were there and volunteered and raced it, so why shouldn't they get first dibs? I don't know. But what we should watch out for is get ready for this kind of thing at bigger races. So let's say Ironman Texas next year in the spring. If I want to race Ironman Texas in a year after that, do I need to register for it right then and there? I mean, that's pretty crazy. All right, speaking of Ironman Texas, Lionel Sanders, who is a bit of a phenomenon, has been quoted as committing to racing Ironman Texas. So watch out for him there. And we just had Jordan Rapp on, so that'll be a nice head-to-head match. And ironically, Steve Head passed away, and he was only 59 years old. Steve Head, if you don't know who this is, if you ever see decals on a set of wheels and some other gear, the HED, big, he was a big guy in aerodynamics and got the whole thing started with carbon fiber, working with carbon fiber to help make things more aero. And he started off as a bike shop owner, apparently, in maybe Minnesota or Wisconsin, and then got into this, and he is the reason behind a lot of the stuff you see today. So he will be sorely missed. Also, we have Ultraman going on this weekend. We got some results from that online. You go to ultramanlive.com, and you can find out about all kinds of things going on with Ultraman. As I'm talking right now, it's day 2. It's a 3-day race, and it's why we're going to try to do the Ultra Baby next year. So that'll be pretty cool. Some guy did the first day's bike on a hand cycle, and that's nuts, man, because it climbs 4,000 feet on day 1 on the bike. It's a 90-mile bike ride after a 10K swim. So you can only imagine how hard that was. So big props to him. The FDA is going to make all chain restaurants post calories on menus. So this is a big deal. One thing you should know is don't always trust the calorie count on a menu. I saw some analysis of how truthful they were, and they can be pretty far off, but still, it helps. So you can make healthier choices when you look at A versus B on a menu and realize that A has 600 calories and B has 300 calories. And you're like, oh, okay. So they've proven that when people have this, they make better choices with food. So here's the quote. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration will announce that is making final 2 rules. Okay. Calorie information be listed on menus and menu boards at chain restaurants, grocery store takeout counters, convenience stores, theaters, amusement parks, and vending machines with 20 or more locations. So if you have fewer than 20 locations, then you don't have to do this because it costs too much. These rules do not apply to independent restaurants. That's very, very cool. Working on Ultra Baby belt buckles. Okay, so next year, October 17th of 2015, I'm putting on an event. It's Ultraman in Spirit. It's a 3-day race, and it's a 10K swim, open water, and then a 90-mile bike ride on day 1, and then on day 2. And this is all in College Station, Texas, and the surrounding area. Day 2, 190-mile bike ride, I believe. I think it's 170 or 190. I'll have to look it up. And then the day 3 is a double marathon. It's a 52-mile run. And John and I talk about it a little bit during our interview. And you can find out more about it by going to zentriathlon.com/ultrababy. And if you finish this, you get a belt buckle. So I've been working with a belt buckle maker, and I've spoken with them before and had them make stuff before. And yeah, you get a belt buckle that's got, we might call it the Ultra Texan or something like that on there across the front. 321 miles. Ultra Texan 321. Be pretty cool. So look for that. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our interview with pro triathlete John Hirsch. During the interview, if you're wondering like how I'm talking to a pro triathlete so casually and with so much back history, is because John and I have hung out a lot. He's come to Texas and trained many times with me. He's lived in my house for a week at a time for many times. I've stayed with him in New York, and we've been to Spain together, which is episodes from last spring, for a week training around southern Spain. So we go way back. And Holistic Guru, when we mention her, is Christine. That's his fiance. And she's a health and nutrition expert. So good deal. All right, let's go ahead and get started with John. Let's go.
Welcome to the next level.
John Hirsch.
What is up? We rolling yet? We should just start recording.
Yeah, I'm recording right now. Right.
I'm too awesome to keep it in a box.
That's right.
You don't even want to we don't even need to pregame this. We'll just do it.
No one keeps John Hirsch in the corner.
Nobody puts John Hirsch in the corner.
I'm recording in my car, as is ZenTri's tradition.
Mobile studio.
Yeah. And now I'm in an empty subdivision that's just trees about to be built, and now I got a truck driving by me that's about to go, hey, boy.
I was going to say, you probably don't seem creepy at all.
What are you doing? Out
I
now.
bet nobody thinks you're creepy.
In my Sriracha shirt?
Yeah.
And a headset?
Just some pretty boy with blonde hair, real pretty look to him, just hanging out. No big deal. Yep, that's nice. You're not near like any schools or like playgrounds, right?
Well, not right now.
That's good. That's good.
I used to run up to playgrounds and do pull-ups on them. People might remember that for me doing that on the jungle gym stuff. And then I quit doing it because mothers would hold their purses close to their bodies and run away.
Well,
and with their children in
North
tow.
God, it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You're a giant Norse god. You're very intimidating.
Yeah,
I mean, you were wearing a Thor outfit. I mean, you forgot to tell people that.
I was getting an allergy shot the other day, just a couple days ago, and the women at the clinic said, "Wow, you're looking healthy."
Nice.
No, bad. In Texas, that means healthy is fat.
Oh.
Yeah, off season is over.
Yeah, I'm a little on the chunky side.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, not bad though. For me, honestly, I've gone Jan Ulrich, and this is not bad.
You're taking ecstasy and dancing at disco clubs
German
with
kick.
powdered donuts?
Let's just say no. I mean, I've had like some bad off seasons. This one's not bad. This is actually the best I've ever had, but. You gotta start getting into shape because I got something coming up. Are we really recording, by the way?
Yeah, we're recording.
Wait.
So
wait.
What's your worst off-season body shape?
174, and I raised at 1.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it was the off season where I bought my place, and I stressed out so hardcore.
You ate your stress
about home ownership.
Yeah.
I was like freaking out, and I was working all this overtime to try to make a little extra money, and I was eating pizza, and I was stressing about this and that, and I was also like, probably shouldn't admit to this, but I was basically doing some like not quite Enron style creative accounting, but I wasn't entirely sure I was going to be able to afford this lovely home, and this is back before the whole economy collapsed, remember? And no one went to jail.
Oh, it collapses every 10 years or so.
Yeah, well, this is right before the last one where it collapsed. And they were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't give out these loans to people who don't qualify.
Right.
So I got like one of the last loans for people who shouldn't have them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're giving a pro triathlete a loan, come on.
Predatory
You're obviously
loaning.
not doing your due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, back then, though, they paid
predatory lending. That's what it was called. Predatory
Yeah,
lending.
totally, yeah.
If
you pay 10 feet back then.
If your banker has a shark fin on his head, you might have trouble making your payments.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it worked out, but yeah, I definitely got one of those ones. And then, and so yeah, man, I got fat. I mean, I was bigger back then to begin with, but I went up 14 pounds. I was racing at 160 back then, and I went up to 174, and not coincidentally had a terrible season. That was like my 2007 season was pretty unremarkable.
Yeah, I remember. It was Jesus.
Yeah, I know. But then actually I got to control my diet, and in 2008 I had my breakthrough. So.
There you go.
So it all works itself out, really.
Yeah.
Just don't get too big. So you're healthy for Texans, huh?
Yeah, that's about 500 pounds.
Yeah. How's that BBQ?
It's all barbecue all the time.
We have got to tell the listeners this conversation is taking place the day after Thanksgiving, also known as None More Black Friday. By the way, I keep making a joke on Twitter. Does anybody get the Spinal Tap reference, or just me?
Wait, what was the joke?
None More Black Friday.
None More?
Yeah, is that the name of the Spinal Tap album? None More Black.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that was the name of the record.
What do you call a nun on a scooter?
What?
Virgin Mobile.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like nun jokes, so that was pretty good. Catholic upbringing. Yeah. So So we're having this conversation the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm pretty sure every single person listening has a little bit of regret.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. I had 6 desserts. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was having a meltdown yesterday because I wanted to get out of this house that we were in that has just nothing but high calorie foods.
Garbage food too, like high calorie, but it's not like It's not like nuts or something that has like high calorie, but good nutritional benefits.
Yeah, it was a mix of foods that you can't resist.
Yeah.
That are high calorie, and
dude,
then foods that you kind of can resist but are high calorie, and then everybody's sitting around watching football and drinking real Cokes,
Nice.
And
nice.
and nothing's open, right? Because it's Thanksgiving Day.
Right. No,
because I'm like, I could get in my car and drive and get a salad.
And drive to a gas station where they serve more Coke.
Right. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It was so maddening. And then everything that we've brought to try to leverage against this situation was all prepackaged, like high calorie granola bar kind of stuff, and like I was just like, dude, I just want a salad. Is all I want. Some fresh greens, man. And so what I ended up doing? I ended up eating it well over half of a freaking onion, like 2/3 of an onion.
I actually got really lucky because the holistic guru, Christine Lynch, actually cooked dinner. So my meal was totally healthy. I had a delicious Spanish-style salad with like fruit on top, and then I had like deep, rich greens, and then I had a lentil loaf because I'm a vegetarian, so no turkey. Lentil loaf, really good with a vegetarian gravy, super healthy. But then that was like her being like, "Hey, I love you, and you're kind of fat." That's like her way of
her hint.
Yeah, a little hint. Hey, I love you. You're kind of
well,
fat.
I got a question.
But then everybody brought dessert. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody brought multiple desserts. There was 6 desserts.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no willpower.
Well, the crazy thing is Emily's mom.
Yeah.
Even though Emily has type 1 diabetes and her brother has type 2 diabetes, and Emily's mom is married to a dentist.
Right.
The sheer waterfall, like Niagara Falls level of cakes and pies and fudge. So like I finished a bike ride today, and there's a little bit of fudge in a tray, and I'm like, well, I finished a bike ride, and I'm hungry, and I go, and there was something else in another tray, and then I said, is this fudge? And I started cutting it to eat it, and she goes, yeah, and if this one is more fudge. but with nuts in it, because Alexandria, this other girl, relative, is allergic to nuts, right? And so in this household, the fact that somebody's allergic to nuts doesn't mean make one without nuts. It means make one with nuts and without nuts.
Nice. Nice. Now that being said, right?
Yeah.
It is Thanksgiving. I mean, come
no,
on.
Well, that's around the corner from an orange marmalade cake, and then there's a coconut cake, and then there's another pie. There's coconut, pumpkin pie, and then weenies. Those Vienna sausage sized weenies in barbecue sauce on a slow simmer in a steam pot right next to that. That's all. All that is all within 3 square feet of each other in one corner of the kitchen.
Listen, you're just human, man.
And then sugar cookies with
Throw a couple of those down. It's amazing. It's amazing the calories I ate yesterday without thinking.
Yeah.
Right? Like I had a Kit Kat bar just for breakfast.
Yeah.
It was just there.
Yeah.
Woke up. Got handed a Kit Kat bar, ate it. It was Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
So it's so weird, right? Because like obviously we don't eat like this ever. And then Thanksgiving comes and we all eat like that, and it's just awesome. And then we wake up today and we're like, oh my God, we're terrible. We got to go work out.
Well, you said something about being vegetarian. I need to ask you, how many of your superpowers do you think come from you being vegetarian?
Well, I know one of them definitely came from a gypsy curse, so it's not that one. So at least one did. And another one came from a voodoo hex. So I know at least 2 of my superpowers are not related to that. And I got one of those, the voodoo hex, before I was vegetarian.
A voodoo
definitely
what?
Not. Voodoo hex. I got hex.
Hex. Oh, hex. Okay.
Yeah, hex.
I thought you were saying hacker. I'm like, wow, that's
No. I don't know if there's any voodoo hackers out there. There might be. Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty intense.
They get access into your computer with the needles to the heart.
Dude, I'm so bad with technology that I actually start using.
You would probably do that. You would probably have one of those.
My computer doesn't work, and I start being like, "Yo, computer," and I start holding crystals up to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, make this work, make this happen.
Hold the chicken up in the air and shake it. Be like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a vegetarian, so it's like this rubber chicken.
Yeah, be a rubber. Don't hurt it. You just hold it up.
I actually have 3 really good voodoo vegetarian spells, but people will have to read the cliff notes.
Well, I have to get in touch with you. So I got a question for you.
All right,
I tweeted that I was talking to you today.
Okay.
And did you see somebody wanted me to ask you?
Okay.
Wait. Somebody said
on anonymous ask, or we can out this person.
I also tweeted, that I tweeted off season is over. People now saying I look healthy, quote unquote. That's disastrous for long course training. Hashtag just kidding, but seriously. And then somebody Van City Tri said that's what Slow Twitch is saying. If your family stages an intervention about your eating habits, you've just hit race weight.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one guy says, do you say it Wrestler or Reisler? Looks like Reisler. You know him?
Oh, I know that dude.
You know him.
Oh boy, this is gonna go bad right away.
No, he says, please ask him why he's so mean to his athletes.
That's so true. Actually, I'm actually not mean to all my athletes. I am really mean to him.
Okay.
And he is one of my athletes, and I'm really mean to him because it totally gets him to respond. Like there's a certain athlete out there that really needs just somebody who's not afraid to be mean and be sadistic and like.
Oh, I like sadistic. Yeah.
Yeah, old school football coach on them, and I'm that guy. I love that. I totally am comfortable with that. I respond to that. Mm-hmm. So I have me and my training partners will just say hurtful, hateful things to each other, and it really works. But I actually don't do that with a lot of my athletes. He's special. Mm-hmm. He should know that's me caring, because I don't do that with most of my athletes. Most of my athletes I give them what I find what they respond to. And sometimes it's actually just encouragement and support. Mm-hmm. You gotta really know the athlete. It's one of the reasons I really like the way I coach, which is with a lot of interaction with my athletes, because I get to know them as people, and I think that's where a lot of the real stuff comes from that makes having a coach worth it. It's not just the training plans. I think those are, I think most people could probably make those themselves with a couple of books and an internet connection, but I think it's getting people to really push and be motivated and and really
when I was in the Corps,
5% out.
When I was in the Corps at A&M, there was a special drill team that you could try to get on. And I went out for tryouts, and it was terrifying. And it's called the Fish Drill Team. People that know about A&M might know something about it. And we're out there running at night in the pouring rain, and then lightning strikes pretty close by. And one of the guys that was leading us yelled at this guy. He goes, "You missed!" like that. And then it was insane, and I was like, "I'm so in. I love this. This is the best."
See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For some people, that's exactly what they respond to.
Yeah.
So,
I need insanity.
I actually know that I respond that way. So
yeah,
that's one of the things I bring to the table as a coach. And
the dropout rate was insane, which means if you make it, that means you're really awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll tell you, my training plans are really, really hard.
Yeah.
And when people finish them, they're like, I'm definitely going to, they have a lot of confidence in their Ironman. Mm-hmm. Even if it's their first Ironman. They finish my training plans, so like, oh man, I can't wait to do the Ironman. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
This was your training was terrible. I can't wait to get out there. Finally, I can't wait for the taper and then to get out there because, I just need this to stop.
The only way for John Hirsch to stop training you to death is for you to finish this Ironman. Then you can quit.
But I'll tell you, I've been doing this for 13 years. I think I've only had, 10 to 20 athletes, and I think I've only had 1 or 2 DNFs. And that guy, literally passed out. He was running. Wow. He was running in St. Louis. It was one of the really hot years.
Oh, yeah.
He just woke up in a hospital. So I actually take that as a moral victory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that guy actually is one of I'm actually proudest of his not finish than as proud as any of the actual finishers.
Yeah.
But so that's the answer. The long story to that.
All right. So you are going to try your first. You're going to try to be all grows up and do an ultra marathon.
I am.
If you do one,
Uh-huh.
I'll never have being an ultra marathoner over you anymore. So I don't want you to do it.
Well, in fairness, my ultra marathon, I hold my ultra marathon manhood cheap compared to yours. You did Rocky Raccoon. I mean, that's insane. I'm doing a 50K, but I'm doing it in terrible conditions. It was 8 inches of fresh snow and 5 degrees the last time I did the marathon version of this race.
Yeah.
So jumping up to from 42K to 50K, I know what I'm in for. It's like technical, it's hard, it's a miserable 50K. So that's good.
So
which one is it? Trail Marathon.
What?
Watchung Trail Marathon. It's the first 50K of the year for the New Jersey Trail Series, a cool little local event that's about an hour from New York City.
Oh, so you'll be where that bear is.
Yeah, exactly. No, right.
Did you see? I saw you like the photo I posted of that bear. Did you know?
Yeah, right before.
That picture was taken by the guy that got killed by the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled the picture off his phone, and the phone had chew marks on it.
Cool. Wow, I'm surprised there wasn't a closer shot. He's probably like playing with the phone and trying to send a text of that photo, and the bear was like, he's like, he's got his head down, right? He's like looking at his feet.
Yeah, bear doesn't understand.
Probably shouldn't make fun of people who just died, huh?
No, you're a terrible person.
Cool. Plus, by the way, I'm so that guy. I could just see me like in the middle of like training with you and Morgan in the middle of California and being like, "Oh, dude, a cougar," and like fumbling with my phone as it like quickly like closes the distance.
Oh, look, a hat! Wait, this hat is made out of rattlesnakes. Take a picture.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't got hit by a car living in New York City, walking around with my head down on my phone.
Oh yeah, I bet you that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great. But yeah, I mean,
it's great.
Yeah. And I should be that guy. Like, I can't make fun of these people because, frankly, but for like just dumb luck, I'm not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was.
I want to get back to the ultra marathon though because I'm excited about it.
Okay, so when is it? How do we follow you?
Okay, it's the first weekend of the new year, so I think it's the 3rd of January 2015, and I'm running it for Team Continuum.
Right.
Team Continuum is a charity organization that provides non-medical resources for people. So if you can't pay your rent, Team Continuum will step in and pay your rent. If if you need to buy food, these kinds of things, because you're fighting cancer. Very cool charity. So I'm very excited about it, and you can make a donation to me at teamcontinuum.net, or there's a link on my website, johnhirsch.org, and hopefully there'll be a link on your website. And this particular program we're running through the holidays because we provide gift cards to kids with cancer in oncology wards.
Yeah.
So, our founder actually went into a hospital and saw that kids around the holidays just didn't even have toys, and he was so unbelievably crushed by this that he immediately went out and raised, $6,500 and came back and solved that problem. So we've continued that tradition. So between now and the holidays, I'm trying to ask people to, give whatever they can. And just make a small donation or a large donation to this program because it's so important. I mean, it's kids with cancer around the holidays.
Come on, people.
Come on. That's like the only thing would be worse if they were like sitting on a pile of sick puppies.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be like the only way to make this actually worse. And they're not. But they are, in fact, kids with cancer in oncology wards for the holidays without toys. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So we've done a pretty good job. We're trying to raise the whole $6,500. I think we're at about $2,000, but we just started. So really hope that people hear this and are touched by it the way I'm touched by it, because it's really important to me.
So what are the links again? How do people get to it?
www.teamcontinuum.net, or they can check out my website, John Hirsch, JohnHirsch.org.
Okay.
JohnHirsch.com was taken.
So,
anyways,
it was taken by people who hate children
with cancer.
With cancer.
Clearly, because they're not raising money
for
not. Children.
That site's probably just some guy that parked it
during the holidays,
waiting for you to pay him off so you can have your site.
No, he's like some photographer with the same name as me. Anyways, but yeah, so that Christine actually, the Holistic Guru, is also training for it, and hopefully we'll be running it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our first. So you can, if you just support me, you can make a donation and say, hey man, I support you. If you hate me but really, really fancy my fiance, who, quite frankly, is much better than me in every way, you can support her and also make a donation. Or if you dislike me, don't know her, but just think that the saddest thing in the world is kids with cancer on the holidays and want to do something about it, guess what? You can make a donation for that too. That's all righteous.
This is quite a method to raise money. So if they have no excuse if they like you or if they hate you.
Right. That's true. Anybody who likes me, hates me, or is indifferent to me.
Right.
Can, in fact, donate at www.teamcontinuum.net. And again, we'll probably have direct links posted on my website, johnhirsch.org, or your website, or my Twitter feed has been a lot about this, which is at J_Hirsch, Hirsch.
So let's talk about why we're having this phone call at this time.
Mm-hmm.
We're having it 5 o'clock Texas time, which is real American time.
Right, 6 o'clock American time.
No, it's 5 o'clock Texas time, the country of Texas, which is the real
real America.
Texas,
and the country of America is at 6.
And you are delusional and believe this because you're someplace, some city that never sleeps. Well, and you're not.
Actually,
you're in Block Island?
Yeah, I'm on a remote island. The only way to get away from all the fatty, delicious desserts was to flee to a remote island 20 kilometers off of the coast of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And sequester myself in the training shed.
So this is kind of like Superman's North Pole Fortress of Solitude.
This is my Fortress of Solitude.
But you have a landline.
I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely what I am now renaming the shed that I live in. It is the Fortress of Solitude.
You can turn some crystals and Marlon Brando's hologram will appear.
Yeah, it
cool
kind
things
of
will
doesn't
happen.
count if you bring a really hot girl, but whatever. We'll just
He brought a girl, remember? He brought Lois Lane there.
Yeah, he brought a hot girl.
Yeah.
It's really not that, it's not really that solitude-y when you start bringing I don't know. That's not dish TV.
Well, girls like seeing their guy kind of messed up in the head. That way they get something to fix.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. I've actually done way better than I should have in life with dating, and I know so many nice guys that don't get any girls. Isn't that true?
Right. Yeah, you need to be
so
kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've always been nuts.
I know so many really nice guys that just totally say no.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, wait a minute. We got two things. We're calling it this time because I want to ask you about what you're going to talk to your coach about.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And then, apparently people want to know. People like to hear this. And then, who would have thought? And then, what was the thing? Oh, you PR'd your Ironman last year.
Yes, I did.
At the elderly silver age of 3,500, 39, 37, 30. How old are you?
I am 39.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, I got old.
So they print your pro card in large font, right?
Dude, they do. It's weird because it's a pro card
with
on
silver?
The front side and an AARP card on the back side. Yeah, cool.
No, this is so awesome about.
Dude, I got my first pro card in 2004.
Yeah.
It was I've kept them all, and I have 5 different looking cards. They changed the look of the card at 3 or 4 different times. That's how long of a pro I've been.
Oh, you know what? You're the perfect person to ask about this. So Jared Shoemaker.
Well, I got one more thing to tell you.
Okay.
I've been a pro so long, I actually had to get a new passport. I just redid my passport to go to Spain again, and I was like, "Whoa, it's expired." That's how long I've had this pro card.
That's so 10 years as a pro.
Yeah.
Right.
4, but yeah, 12.
I think that more 12.
Yeah, 2004 to 10, 11 seasons. This will be my 12th.
So, so Jared Shoemaker is suing because there's not enough representation of pros or something like that on the USAT board?
Yeah, I read the Slow Twitch article.
But so you're a full-time triathlete, part-time lawyer,
right?
So what do you make of that, real quick?
Didn't follow the law stuff. Read the article. Looks like Dan had a really great take on it that I have no idea whether or not it's true or not.
True.
Okay, so yeah, no first-hand knowledge. I have my own take if you want to hear me just rant about about USAT. It's kind of collateral to this, but fundamentally, I think the USAT has always done a really bad job of representing pros. The worst is USAT's representation of long course pros. People go like the iron distance stuff because they just don't care about us. I mean, at all. And when they make all these rules, like the requalifying rule and stuff like that, they have zero input from athletes that are going like as long as we are.
Well, what
the whole thing? I mean, whether Jared prevails or not, it's very clear that USAT has no interest in long course stuff. I mean,
what is this weird crap about them saying, like Dan was saying, Dan Emfield is talking about, the owner of Slow Twitch, that like there's like some overtaking effort of the pros to rule the USAT or something without respecting them or something like that. I didn't understand that at all.
Oh, I thought it was the other way, right? Which is they were trying to cut the representation from 25% to 20%.
Oh, but that's USAT in response back to the pros being disrespectful and trying to win seats on the board without doing it properly or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, now you're getting into some real USAT minutia. I actually have, unfortunately, the same position with USAT that I have with my government, which is kind of like the system's totally corrupt and broken, and I'm just going to be an anarchist. Yeah. Like, I unfortunately really don't follow USAT stuff very closely because the few times that it mattered, it was very clear that they just don't care about long course. I mean, we're so alien to the whole thing and irrelevant that I just stopped caring. So I haven't actually opened a single email from them in like 10 years.
I have issues like that where I'll get so mad. It usually has to do with cycling in the community, like right. safe cycling and stuff. Sure, where first I start off with disbelief, and then hope, and then totally disbelief again, and then rage, and then giving up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, we just need a cycling lane. Why is this so hard?
Yeah, why is this so hard?
And then you realize you actually have to overthrow capitalism to get it. And you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too much work. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and have 6 desserts.
Well, we built a bike path. There's this bike path in the park I ran this morning.
Oh, nice.
And they've disallowed cycling on this one road. And so they say, go bike at this bike path. The speed limit, there's a sign posted on this bike path, no faster than 10 miles per hour on a bike, and it is 2 miles long.
Nice.
I guess if you went below 10 miles an hour, you could probably ride on it for a while before you ran out of bike.
That's true. I think that's you're just using up those 2 miles, and it's actually, if you think about 2 miles, it's 4 miles, right?
Yeah.
Out and back.
Yeah, it's out and back.
I mean, so really, it's your fault. I mean, you're just,
Okay, so you're gonna talk to your coach, right?
I am.
Now, you had this awesome season last year.
I did. I had a great season for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always subjective, right? But yeah, I felt like I had a great season.
Well, you're being a responsible professional triathlete and holding down a job at the same time, because there's like 3 of y'all that can actually like live on what you make.
Right, that's true. I mean, I am part-time, but I actually also just don't have enough talent to be better. I mean, at some point you have to be honest with yourself. Like, I don't have Andy Pop's talent, right? I mean, I just don't.
You don't have his swimming talent, I can tell you that. I've seen nothing. So, I've swam with you. I saw what was going on. I don't know what was going on in the next lane. It was kind of crazy.
I'm actually a pretty good swimmer, by the way.
You're fast for your form. I can tell you that, which means you're freaking great.
I have impeccable swim technique. I don't know where you're getting.
You are in amazing shape.
I'm not just in good shape. I have good swim technique.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe that.
That's the important thing.
We'll have a swim off, and we'll do it like
believing.
We'll have a swim off, and we'll do it like, but not by speed. We'll do it by like scoring, like how they do like figure skating.
Yeah, or like surfing contests. It's all form.
Yeah, like a surfing contest where it's all like subjective and like.
And we'll have diving. Can we dive in off blocks?
Oh man, no, that's unfair. But we could do running.
No, like your form.
That's more like me.
Just
like diving off the block.
Creativity gets points.
Oh, well, then my swim technique might actually get me points.
I know.
You know what's funny, actually, is like the other thing, too, is my open water swimming technique is actually worse. I actually think I swim much prettier in the pool. I will admit that I have
open water. I thought you said underwater. And I'm like, okay.
No.
Not.
All right.
Okay, so what is your...
We were talking about what happened at
What did you do last year to have such a great season? And what was your PR? What was it?
All right, I went 9:22, which doesn't sound crazy fast, except that I did it in Atlantic City on a 90-plus day where like the humidity was just hanging in the air.
Yeah, that's hard,
and it was
man.
Out and back course where we went out and then turned around, and as the day went on, the winds grew. Mm-hmm. So we went out with no wind and turned as the days went on, turned around into a horrific stand you up, grind you into dust. You know, you're just in a small ring, but you're on a flat going like 8 miles an hour. Yeah. Yeah. So on that day, I actually went 11th overall, which was pretty good. I think there was like, I don't know, 40 or 50 pros, big pro field because challenges in the WCC. Mm-hmm. So pros go there.
Right.
Because they're welcomed and not exploited. Anyways.
That's a lot of subtext between the lines.
Yeah. So went to Atlantic City, great race, had a great time.
Yeah.
But then and then sort of PR at 39, and I think that I did the biggest fundamental change for me was I finally there was two things and they led to each other. Mm-hmm. I raced a lot less, and
that'll help.
Because I raced less, I continued my strength training all year long, and that was the one big thing that every year I would go to Spain, and then I'd be in like the mountains of Andalusia, and I would want to be in the mountains and train and not hit the gym. Mm-hmm. And then I would come back and not hit the gym for 3 or 4 weeks, and then be like, well, you know, there's these really important bike races, and I want to have tired legs for them, and do these like pretty great, you know, 1-2-3 bike races that like go on in a place called Coxsackie, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'll let anybody who wants.
For people that didn't hear that, it's Coxsackie.
Right, Coxsackie.
Yeah.
3 races in Coxsackie. So I'll tell you that right away. The following jokes have already been made, which is it's very hard. Sometimes the field swells. Mm-hmm. People love to ride it.
You'll have a ball in Coxsackie?
Oh, no one's done that one. That's new. Good job. That's a pretty good one too. That might go to the top 10 right there. Oh, way to come strong.
The nuns will have none of Coxsackie.
Oh, there you go. You're killing it. Anyways. So I would do that, and then I'd be like, well, the first triathlon races are coming up, a couple duathlons, and I wouldn't want to suck in any of these races, so I wouldn't get my legs with gym work, and then it was just a disaster. So this year I just forgoed all that, and I actually trained through Wildflower, which was kind of painful because that is not a race you want to come.
No, that race is so hard, man.
Yeah, and the field is so deep, also because it's not WTC, a lot of
I remember that. You did Wildflower.
Yeah, I did Wildflower. I mean, I got killed at Wildflower, but I did Wildflower. Yeah. But after that, but because I trained through it and hit the gym and right into it, and then right after it, I raced basically up to AC. I mean, I trained right up to AC like consistently and kept the strength training in there, so I didn't lose that.
So consistency with strength training, not too much racing, because for long course that disrupts your training kind of. So you got to be careful with that. Does. Yeah. Yeah, and I really, it's one of the, I mean, some of the other pros will probably talk about this, but I think that, I really pity some of those WTC dudes because they're going to have to race a lot. And I think I think it's really hard to get your, Are you there?
Sorry about that.
You're back.
I smashed the phone into my face.
Yeah.
Well,
people get really excited on this podcast, John. It happens.
Yeah, I know. Oh, this phone's going to die. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like an old phone. I'm in I'm in the Cape of Solitude, so this phone's like circa 1990. So you might have to call me on the cell.
Okay, we will if it happens.
All right, if it happens.
Okay,
I think it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's beeping in a fury.
Yeah, you made it mad.
Yeah, it's mad at me.
Maybe it hates Maybe it hates the WTC.
It hates me because that's the kind of relationship we have as its coach.
Oh.
Yeah, going back to the Ryan Heisler question. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's really true. I think that I think racing a lot is really a good way to spread yourself too thin, at least for me. So I was shocked. I just kept the strength strength training up, and then I was a lot stronger when it came time to race, and I think that made a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree. The more strength kind of stuff I do, I think people are they can be different, but I think a lot of people need the strength, the resistance training and the strength training. They're not doing it, and it makes them weaker.
I think it's also really, this is one of those things, right, where it's really specific to the athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I think that under 30, it's not a big deal. 30 to 35, it gets kind of, depends on the person, and then over 35, I think it becomes far more critical.
Yeah. I'm 40. Yeah, I'm 41, man, and if I don't strength train like 3 times a day, I turn into a bowl of Jello.
Right. Yeah.
I have to
you have to use
get my
walker.
Walker with the tennis balls on the front. You know that.
Yep. Yeah. I did all that. Yeah. Tennis balls cut in half. Yeah. It's
tennis balls cut in half.
You know. Right?
Yeah, you're aware. Yeah. It's coming.
I'm aware.
So, what are you going to talk with your coach about?
Good question. Actually, I have no idea. He just was like, "Hey, come over at 7. I want to see you." And I'm on this island, and he's on this island.
Oh, he's in the fortress too.
Oh yeah, he lives on the dude. He is. What was the dude's name from? What was the name of Superman's dad?
Yeah,
Jor-El?
I forgot. Son of Jor-El. Yeah, it's Jor-El.
Yeah, Jor-El. Yeah, dude, he is.
He
Jor-El,
is your Jor-El. Wow.
I think he's going to actually try to talk me out of Israeli Man because he thinks that he's like kind of wary about travel, and he's going to talk me out of the 50K.
Oh. Well, you can't be out of the 50K.
He's not going to succeed. The 50K, I'm going to win.
Okay.
You're going to win. I'm going to go do Israeli Man, and I'm going to win that too. So
yeah.
I just got to get him. This is going to be me getting him on board for my ridiculously early back-to-back January, which involves a lot of racing.
Yeah. Wait. So when's Israeli Man? If people that don't know,
Israeli
that's a
Man is
really hard
cool
race.
Anybody wishing to visit Israel, and there's an amazing race, January 30th. Called Israeli Man, and it is full distance and a half distance, and it is crazy cool.
It's crazy
it goes
hard.
Up and over all these beautiful mountains in southern Israel, out of the town of Eilat, which is the Red Sea. So for those of you who dig biblical history, may remember the crossing of the Red Sea by Moses. Interestingly, I've heard that that's subsequently closed back up, so you will have to, in fact, swim. The Red Sea is no longer targeted for walking, so
yeah, you have to bike it.
You know, this isn't like New York Triathlon, New York City Triathlon, or Beach to Battleship, where you can just float or walk across the swim. You actually have to do the swim.
Yeah.
But it's a really great town. Eilat is a sports and vacation mecca in that area.
You can surf there.
Great early season. You cannot surf in Eilat.
Well, no. You can surf at the east end of the Mediterranean Sea.
Where, no, that's true.
Where they're surfing there in Israel.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I'll try to check it out. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really into travel, and I'm really into history. So I'm really excited to go and bump around Israel and check out all of the historical stuff and cultural stuff, and then do this really great race, which I've heard awesome things about. So anybody in Europe, anybody looking for an early season race, this is a very cool one. Israeli Man.
I
think I'll maybe throw a link up somewhere.
It's really hard. It's got lots of climbs on it.
Yeah, it is. In fact, Peter Verbrugge, who is a famous European pro, he did it and he won, and he didn't break 9 hours last year. So
yeah, it's hard.
Apparently, it's very challenging, which is why I'm probably going to do the half. But yeah. So
how does your coach know what to give you for workouts? All right, what do? You just tell him how you're feeling every once in a while, or what?
We have a really interesting idea, which is I actually am kind of I really like making my own workouts. I make all my athlete workouts for my athletes, so I really like doing the day in and day out stuff.
Yeah.
So me and him build the big plan. We build the exoskeleton that becomes what my training is. It was he was the one who was like, dude, you got to race less. You got to do more strength training.
Yeah.
He was the one who was like, you're not spending enough time on the bike. These kind, or you're, he looks at.
So he looks at the big picture and trusts you to fill in the paint by the numbers. He fills.
Yeah, and I think
gives you the numbers and the outline, and you paint.
Exactly. And I think that's a really good use of people's resources.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would get a lot out of that who want that, who don't have the money for a coach but need a good consult.
Yeah.
It's like you sit down with somebody and you say, okay, I'm going to talk to you 3 times, and it's going to cost me, you know, $100, $200, $300. But I'm going to, you know, and I'm going to get the big picture stuff. You know, the other thing he does, though, and this is what you don't get from that, his biggest job is to actually pull my leash before I run off the cliff.
Yeah.
So he checks in with me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? You've been kind of quiet on, you know, on text. What's going on? I'm like, I just suck at everything, and I'm really tired. I think I need to double my training.
I suck at everything.
No. Yeah, I suck at everything. Actually, you know who rats me out is Christine. She'll text Jim and be like, dude, he's totally overtraining. And she'll like all of a sudden get a phone call, be like, hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know,
what's
and like
up?
my voice will be all thin and like whiny. Actually, like
Quivering.
now because I'm actually overtrained, which is probably one of the things he's going to talk to me about. And he'll be like, hey man, so how's your recovery been lately? And I'm like, well, I was going to take a recovery day, but I decided to do a 40K run. He's like, how'd that work out for you? I'm like, it was terrible. I sucked. So I'm obviously getting slower, so I have to double everything.
Right.
You know, and so like, I mean, it's really funny, right? Being a coach doesn't make you immune to being an athlete.
No.
So I have all the same like neurotic, crazy stuff. So that's a huge part of what he does. You know, he does the check-ins and is like, hey, he also, you know, the check-ins and like, hey man, you know, where are you with this? Where are you with that? He's also really great. He runs the Block Out Store Shop. So he's really great with like product knowledge and like tech stuff, and he, you know, he's really bike savvy, and you know, he fills in a lot of my technical gaps because I'm not a scientist, and he has an engineering degree from UPenn.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, so he's really great with that stuff. I mean, the number of things he does for me is actually the laundry list is super long, but as far as what we'll talk about tonight, we didn't really have an agenda other than like to hang out, which was kind of. So, which means that like he's going to surprise me with some sort of weird, like Buddhist koan. He always does that. He's like Yoda. I'll show up and be like,
a koan, really?
Yeah. He'll show up and be like, what do you want out of life? Some like deep philosophical question or something. And I'll be like, and it'd be like, that's how we make my 5-year plan.
I heard the most Zen answer to a question the other day by, you know, Lucho, a guy who was a pro and he actually raced at.
Tim.
Yeah, what's his full name? Do you know?
Tim Lucho.
Tim Lucho?
Something?
Yeah, so
Something.
Tawny Prazak was asking him a question that an athlete had written into their show. And it was something like, it was something like, I need to train hills, but there's no hills around. What do I do? Or, you know, something like that. And he said, or he needs to do speed work, but he has no way to do speed work or something like that. And he said, I would tell him the answer, but the answer doesn't matter. And I was like, it rocks your mind, dude, for a second. You're like, what? And then he said he can't do what he needs to do, right? The whatever it was that he needed to be doing can't be done right now. And he's like, so what's the point of telling you what to do? What's the answer, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I was also thinking that maybe the other way to interpret that would have been like, if you're asking the question, you don't need the answer. You need to readjust yourself.
Yeah.
But that's not the question you're asking.
Yeah.
But either way, I love that.
Yeah. The answer's useless to you right now. You're in a place.
Right. Exactly.
It's like being stuck in a swamp and then going, I wonder what the boiling temperature of water is. And it's like, it doesn't freaking matter right now. You're stuck in a swamp.
Right. Well, yeah. He's great. I was a big fan of his, actually. Yeah. He was cool. He was like psycho for.
Yeah. He would, on the show every once in a while he talks about some of the training he used to do.
Yeah, but he also he lived the pro lifestyle like hardcore. Like he lived in a garage so he could train all the time.
Yeah.
Air mattress.
Yeah, he's totally burned out.
Piece of cardboard, or they would like take overnight buses and then win the race and then just have enough bus fare to get back. I mean, and then he went into ultra running. Or he went into
he's really good at that. Yeah.
Yeah, he runs up mountains that are like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, his blog was awesome. I don't know if it's not around anymore. No, I haven't seen it in a while.
He's like totally turned into like a anti-workout. He is some, but he's so. I think the lifestyle burned him up so bad that he's just he is as retired from the sport as you can possibly get.
Well, but he was like way into he had like some moments after triathlon where he got pretty passionate about certain events.
Yeah, but he forcefully keeps away from the sport because he knows how he'll get. And now he's got kids, and he's like, I don't want to. I can't do that to my kids right now. So.
Yeah, well, triathlon's a long course triathlon, right? Iron distance stuff.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's just so much training.
Yeah.
I mean, I hang out with like some elite. I coach and hang out with elite runners, and I'm like, you guys have no idea how plush you have it.
I know, right? I
like,
train like 10 hours a week.
Like,
you're like, okay, that's nice.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Like if you're running a 7-minute mile and you run 100 miles, it's only 700 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, plus gym work, some yoga, a little bit of stretching, some drills.
Yeah. Stretching.
Lovely. Some cross training.
Yeah.
Lovely. Very, very.
It's adorable, isn't it? You're like, that's cute.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, cool,
of course,
dude.
I mean, that's like probably why everybody who does Ironman likes it, right?
Yeah.
They want the thing that's going to be the hardest to train for.
It's true.
Anyway. Yeah. Sweet.
So are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Cool, man. You got to meet with your coach, dude. It's almost time.
Oh, is it almost 7? He only lives like 5K away.
Oh.
Far. It's a really far 5K though. If you're really tired.
Yeah. Are you gonna run there?
Yeah. My favorite time. I'll tell this one quick little story because it's funny. My favorite time ever. This was a while ago.
Uh-huh.
It was 100 degrees, crazy hot.
Yeah.
I ran a 10K. There's 10-mile loop. And
Yeah.
I did a brick. I did 100 miles at race pace in like brutal heat, and then went out and ran a 10-mile brick off the bike.
Jesus.
Again, at like race effort.
Yeah.
And he's like 7 miles, right? He's the 7-mile point on this circle.
Uh-huh.
I'm like not right. I'm like, this is getting dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
I crawl. I think he's got like, at the time, it's funny now because his kid just finished her sophomore year of running cross country in college. But at the time, she was like a little kid, and she was playing with, she was like 9 or 10 or something. She was playing in a kiddie pool in their front yard.
Oh, and you went and laid in the pool while she's in it?
I just went and laid in the pool. And they're like hanging out, and they're playing.
There's a triathlete in the pool.
Right. So he's like home. He comes out, sees this like triathlete, his triathlete, sitting in the front of his pool yard, starts hosing me down. Doesn't say a word. Doesn't say like, hey man, can I drive you home? Hey man, you want to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
He just hoses me down, and then walks away.
Yeah.
Walks like back inside. Like, all right, man, you're good. Go finish this.
Yeah. Let's say put you back out there.
Yeah, he he didn't give me the option. He wasn't like, hey man, I could just drive you. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
He's like, you finish this run or you live in my kiddie pool for the rest of your life.
Yeah. There's no option. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome. Yeah, I got a lot of my coaching ideas from him.
You'll feel better after you lay in this pool for a while.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you saw this, but we were in Spain. One of the athletes was really fading. And I was like, I sent the sag wagon home.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, we don't need the sag wagon. You just go home. We'll meet you there. And it was great. Like, the dude finished, right? It was like, yeah, he's good. He's going to finish this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, the sag wagon's done, so you can die here or make it home. Let's see how this goes.
Wow. That's the way to do it,
anyway,
man.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to going and hanging out with him. And
if you know the people
family.
If you know the people you're dealing with, you know if they need to keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He knows me very well.
Yeah.
And it was good. I think I went and had a great race actually after that. Cool.
Cool, man. Well, it's good having you on, and
we need
to talk more
to
about how you're going to come down and do the Ultra Texas Mega Man in October.
I thought it was called Ultra Baby.
Well, we're going to call it Ultra Nasty, the Mega Texas Man, something.
All right.
If you like Ultra Nasty, I kind of like that.
Yeah, just make sure whatever you come up with, if you go one way or the other, you don't mix that with baby.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Texas, people love the word Texas because it gives them a vision in their mind of something big, So the Ultra Texan or something sounds pretty good.
Yeah, the Ultra Texan works. The big. Is there like a big, like everything's big in Texas, man? Like the big Texas triathlon?
Uh-huh.
The big Texas Ultra? I don't know. We'll have to workshop this. But yeah, I like it. I like where you're heading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a date for it, or are you just like waiting to see who?
The weekend of October 17th.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. It might be the same as Ironman World Championships.
Yeah, it is. How far is this one?
6.3 miles. It's a 10K plus a little bit extra.
10K plus.
Yeah. We're going to do everything just a tiny bit longer than the Ultraman in Hawaii, just to prove.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, so it's not the same race. I'm not going to totally copy them.
That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah. We're going to end up...
I like everything. I like it.
Yeah, we're going to end up totally doing just one more mile in total than what they do. That way, when people say, well, it's not the real Ultraman, like, yeah, it was a mile longer.
Yeah, that actually could be the tagline, 1 more mile.
Yeah, but totally out of respect. I'm doing it to see if I could ever do the Ultraman in Hawaii. You know, like,
right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to take something away from them. I just can't get there. So just because I can't get there doesn't mean I can't try to do one to see if I could do it.
Right. 1 more mile.
Yeah, 1 more mile. 3.
1 more.
Yeah, it's 321 miles total.
Oh, that's so sick. Has anyone signed up yet?
Yeah, got several people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's real. It's happening.
I don't doubt that.
And you can bring your you get to have your own support crew. So and then you do the thing just like Ultraman, where they in the bike. Well, you have a kayaker with you that hands you your food, and then on the swim, and then not on the bike. It's tough to kayak down a street, and then you on the bike and on the run, the vehicle that your crew can pull up ahead of you and stop at an intersection and hand you bottles all you want. You can do that all the entire way. And so you get to see family and friends and stuff like all the time.
Yeah, you know, when we talked to Rich Roll, who did this, right? He was always saying how it was like a real bonding experience.
Yeah, it's so cool. When we did Iron Baby this year, we swam at the lake and then we biked to my house, and I was kind of testing it out to see what it would be like if we did the Ultra Baby this way, and it was awesome, man. It was so cool to have Emily and Kai pull up at an intersection ahead of me and kind of wave as I go by. So I got to see them like all the time. It was really cool, just on this like 20-something mile stretch. But I was like, this is it. We're totally going to do this next year. We're going to go Ultraman length. This is awesome.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm not discounting it. That's for sure. I did the last 22 miles of Grindstone, a big ultra out here running race, and being a part of that as like a crew would be really rewarding. So if I'm not in the event, maybe I'll come to the event anyways.
Oh, cool. Then we can go to Austin.
Yeah, or we'll see though. But yeah, I would definitely be keen on it. It's so rad.
Yeah. Well, I'll be posting lots of stuff about it, so you can
actually. By the way, for people who don't know your area too, I can vouch. I've gone there a bunch to train. Right, I've done like.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let me tell people, it is gorgeous. Like Texas, like beautiful fields of cotton, really pretty low traffic roads, really, really gorgeous.
Yeah. Gentle rolling terrain,
pastures, rolling terrain. You know, then you have like a beautiful grassy hill with some giant oak tree in the middle. I mean, you know, some longhorns. I mean, it's really quite pretty. I mean, people will be amazed that they went to Texas and how gorgeous it was. I mean, this is coming from me, a guy who hates Texas. I would love to bash Texas, but frankly, it's gorgeous.
That part of Texas is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's stunning. Yeah. I love coming down there and training.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right,
well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm an enormous fan of your show, and I hope you edit out all the boring parts and, get this end of it.
Okay, we'll get it down to just a couple minutes then. And we'll be in touch.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Up. Talk to you later.
All right, later. Bye.
All right, I hope you are enjoying this interview with pro triathlete John Hirsch. I certainly had a good time. And you know what else is a good time? Amphipod Multisport. I'd like to thank them for being a big sponsor of the show. And I've got some details for you about Amphipod Multisport in Libertyville, Illinois, just a tad bit north of Chicago, in the greater Chicagoland area. First thing is that if you go there, you get your first ride on the CompuTrainer for free. They say that they want to make sure that you enjoy it before you pay for it, and they're pretty sure, in fact positive, that you're going to come back and want more. CompuTrainer is the de facto training method on the bike, indoor, to improve you. So, first ride on the CompuTrainer is free. You just bring in your bike and take a ride on the old CompuTrainer. Use your own bike. And then, this is a great way if you ever find yourself in the Chicago area that you can get in some free training time. They say they insist on people riding for free at least once to make sure it's their thing. And yes, they have an indoor pool. And yes, it is sailing. And it's not just one lane, but two. You got to definitely check that out. They have no contract memberships, so it's month to month, which is fantastic. I love that. And they have a $25 a day drop-in rate if you just want to swing by. And also, it's $100 a month for active military and firefighters and police. Sounds like a sweet deal. Make sure you check them out at Amphipod Multisport. And if you go there, make sure you say that Brett at ZenTri sent you. All right, let's get back to the interview. All right. Thank you so much, John, for that great talk about all things triathlon. I really enjoyed talking to John. It's a good time. He's a great guy. And the rest of that interview was brought to us by New Republic Brewery. You can check them out on Twitter at New Republic Beer. Really good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the next part of the show. We are going to do some performance tips. And these aren't just your everyday performance tips. This is not just triathlon. This is all around things that can help you out. I have a really great habit of listening to self-improvement books and high performance audio, podcasts and articles and so on and so forth. And I take the best that will work for triathlon and condense it down into some really good stuff to share with you guys. All right, so first off, you can take control of bad habits by scheduling them. Okay, I got this from a James Altucher show. That's hard to say at once. Episode 65. He interviews a guy that is a guy. You find out later. He's written a bunch of books. Then you find out later that he was a really bad burn victim when he was maybe a teenager. And he started studying the habits and the performance of the nurses in the hospital because he was in there for 3 years. 70% burns covering his body. And things like, for real, he figured out he did this later in life. He did a research project where he figured out if it actually hurts more to pull bandages off faster or slower. And so it's interesting. You have to listen to the interview to find out. It's pretty cool. And he said, he was asked by James Altucher, let's say I got a habit I want to get rid of. Like I check Twitter too much. And the guy said, oh yeah, that's easy. What you do is you schedule time for your bad behavior. That way you're still doing your bad behavior, so you're not in total denial of it. And I tried this. This actually works. So I said, okay, I'll check Twitter just once every hour instead of just randomly whenever the urge hits me. So now it really works. I actually exercise control over my Twitter, and you tell yourself that you're only going to do this for like the next day or week or something like that. So there's an end point, right? So you're like, well, at least I can keep trying it. And then after a while, what you get this, you get a feeling of control over the bad habit, right? Which works really nicely. And then, so now you're in charge, and then also you start getting a reward from realizing that you really didn't need to check it, and it makes it really palatable because you're only going to do it for today. But guess what happens the next day? You're like, man, yesterday worked out pretty good. My life was better than before. I think I'm going to keep doing this. So you keep doing it. It really works. It's really cool. So you schedule times for your bad habits. All right, next we have something from my own personal life. My dog is getting fat from not running, and I'm getting fat from not running as much or exercising as much because I'm doing the whole off-season thing. But now we've got a subject with a controlled diet. He eats the exact same thing every day, and he has gone down from running with me 5 times a week to now once a week, twice a week, and he is getting round. He's my black lab, and he was ideal body weight, and now he is definitely carrying a little bit of extra fat. So if you think that exercise doesn't burn calories and change your body shape, you would be wrong. It totally does. It's amazing. All right, so when you get a chance, get back on your running. And one of the reasons I also didn't run with him as much is as I got closer to race time, this dog is big, and he yanks me around, and he can actually trip me and injure me if I take a bad step because of what he did. So I quit running with him actually for quite a while now, and now we're going to start picking it back up again. So Kona's going to lean out, I promise. All right, next up, I would like to give a shout out to ZenTri on Twitter, BRI_TRI and the number 2, because he did something really cool. He pointed out to me that I should be trying Amrita bars, which is one of our sponsors, which I'm going to give a huge shout out to here in a second. He was saying, hey, these comments about your stomach hurting and all this stuff on the half Ironman and then the Ironman and getting sick, that's just too much sugary stuff. You should be trying, why don't you try the Amrita bars as fuel on the bike? And I wrote back to him, this was public on Twitter back and forth, and I said, I have this impression that you wouldn't want to do Amrita bars hour after doing long distance stuff, during long distance stuff, because the fiber would in the Amrita bar would mess with you. And he said, nope, I do it on long bike rides and then runs. I do it during Ironmans, I think he said, and it works just fine. It works great. So I started trying it, and because I eat Amrita bars as snacks and before workouts, but not really like during workouts for workout food. And Arshad's going to kill me because he's going to be like, I've done it, but I've done it just out of necessity. I've never really done it like as a plan, you know? So anyway, I've been doing that lately, and holy crap, it works really, really well. I alternate a bite of an Amrita bar, and that'll power me really well for a while, and then I'll do a sip of honey out of a gel flask, and then I alternate kind of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it makes my stomach so happy. I cannot believe the results that I'm getting from this. So that's both a tip and a shout out to Amrita bars. The big tip is I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on, but it seems like my stomach seems to enjoy a small amount of solid food, and like it recognizes the solid food as something to work with, and then it starts processing it, and then it's happy. And if I do just liquid, like my stomach gets confused, and it doesn't really see the calories, and I just get sick after a while. So this seems to be working really, really well. I've been training the past few days here in Tyler, Texas, and I went out and got fueling this way. I went out on a bike ride, and I got a Strava King of the Mountain on a bike segment out there, and I looked up and I've never ridden this before, and I went and looked up the guys I beat out, and I know that one of them for sure, and I think one more, is a Kona qualifier in the 25 or 30 something age group, and I freaking beat out these guys on this Strava segment, and I had no intention to. I was just out exercising, and I looked up Strava later, and I was like, oh wow, holy cow, I got a King of the Mountain. That's awesome. And it was all because of nibbling on an Amrita bar kind of here, and then a little bit of sugar, just a little bit of sugary stuff there with plenty of water. And my stomach feels fantastic, man. So Amrita bars, let's throw in a sponsor shout out to them here. You can get Amrita bars delivered to your house, 15% off with discount code ZEN, all capital letters ZEN, at amritahealthfoods.com. Again, 15% off with discount code ZEN and all caps at amritahealthfoods.com. They're made by a cyclist, and so the packaging is perfect. You just pop open the end of it, and then you slide out like a third or a quarter of the bar, and then chew on that and push the bar back in the wrapper, and then I put it back in my tri-shorts or my cycling shorts leg, like right above the thigh. You know, I tuck it in right there, and then I just keep on pedaling. And man, they're so good. They taste great. Okay, now let's see. Let's get back on track with our stuff. a triathlete I work with has he's short on sleep, and I wanted to mention to everybody that one of the huge jumps I made in performance and training and racing with being able to get more sleep. And one thing I figured out is a sleep mask. I was on a flight and there was like a cheap throwaway sleep mask on the flight, and I used it and I could not believe I just got this great sleep because it blocked out all the light. And so I bought a nicer one. Emily makes fun of me because it's got stars and moons and stuff like that on it. It's pretty funny, but it's real plush. And I keep it in my nightstand. And Emily gets really weird. She'll start like organizing crap, and putting away laundry and opening drawers and closing drawers, all kinds of stuff. I'll put in headphones and listen to either like a talking podcast that goes on like this, or some kind of like trancey kind of music. And I'll put on that sleep mask and I am out, man. It freaking works. It works really well. So if you're not using a sleep mask, they cost like $10. Go get one. Or just lay something over your eyes to block out the light. It really does work. All right. Next, with some more gear like that, Jaybirds. So Jaybirds are sweat-proof, cordless, Bluetooth headphones. So if you listen to this show, you probably listen to a bunch of podcasts and music, and Bluetooth are fantastic. These are expensive too. These are like $130, but they have like a battery life of 8 hours, and it's so much better not having a cable attached to your smartphone to listen to stuff, and you just use the Bluetooth, and they're really high quality and they work really great. Well, even though they are sweat-proof, eventually you're going to kill them. And so I was running the other night in the pouring rain, and I'm like, man, I'm really enjoying myself because I got my phone in a Ziploc, and I'm just running along, and then after 50 minutes of running in pouring rain, they go zzz, zzz, zonk, like that, and they blew out. Okay, well, they're not made to be submerged in water, and that's kind of what I was doing probably. But anyway, if you get them, they have a warranty and all that stuff, but I'll tell you what's even easier, because I heard if you get the warranty on them, you got to send them off, you got to wait for them to send them back, all this stuff. Get them at Best Buy and get the warranty coverage on them, which costs like $30 or something. And it's good for like 2 years, maybe a year, maybe it's 2 years, but whatever. But it's totally worth it, because you walk in with the headphones and you go, these quit working. And they go, okay, go get yourself a new pair. And you're like, all right. And then you go, here's a new pair. And they go, all right, I'm serious, that'll be $2. I'm like, all right, man. And you just swing by a Best Buy when your headphones conk out, and they'll last 6 months to a year. It just depends on how sweaty you get and what you subject them to, and eventually you'll kill them. And they're fantastic. So get some Jaybirds. If you get something like that, my whole point is get the coverage, because you can go exchange them, and the people behind the counter, they don't really care that much, and they're just going to say, okay, thanks, and you give them the old ones, go pick out some new ones, and it's totally, totally worth it. All right. I listened to the Daniel Pink book, To Sell is Human, and it's not a book so much about sales. It's about how in today's world you're constantly having to sell yourself, either to get a job, or let's say you got a part-time job like a triathlon coach or a podcast. Well, I'm trying to sell on this thing. You're trying to convince your kids to not quit that sport. You got to sell, right? It's just constantly going on, and it goes over tips and tricks on how to sell yourself or things or anybody on stuff better, and in a nice, holistic, and good cause kind of way. It's a really good book. And Daniel Pink is pretty famous for writing some really good stuff. All right, there was 3 things out of that book that I plucked out that I thought I would share. One is the positivity ratio of 3-to-1. It takes 3 happy thoughts to balance out or put you actually in the positive of a negative thought. Now, this is really funny because I grew up with my dad saying it takes... wait... 1 oh shit wipes out 10 wipes out 10. God, I messed it up. 1 oh shit wipes out 10 attaboys. I was like, what? This is when I was little. And he said, listen, you do 10 great things. That's great. you do one bad thing, people are going to forget the 10 good things that you do. Turns out my dad was right. He had the ratio off a little bit. They did it scientifically and figured it out that it takes 3 happy thoughts for every negative thought to be a happy person and to be productive and, feeling like you're doing stuff. And I've kind of played around with it a little bit, and I think they're kind of right. So if you got a negative, so the way to use this is if you see something negative or you feel negative, like you fail at something, you're like, oh man, I suck or something like that. Start thinking of great things that you've done. Like, wow, I've lived to be 41 years old without dying. Holy crap. Right? You can just pluck things out of the air. Like, I like my car. I really like my car. This is really cool. And my wife is pretty. I did good. I got a real nice wife that's real pretty, right? Or husband or whatever. And then you're like, you'll watch, it takes 3 of these and your negative thought will fade away. And what's really funny is they found out that once you go to 11, it's 3 to 11. Once you go beyond 11 positive thoughts to 1 negative thought, now you're just psychotic and you're disillusioned and you've lost touch with reality. You think the world's too positive and people will actually try to avoid you because you're annoying, because you're just like, man, everything's great, when, I don't know, there's gunfire in your neighborhood. You need to be in touch with reality is what they're saying. There is negative stuff, but anyway, up the ratio to 3 to 1 and you should be good. Okay, another one out of this book is ask, can I do it, instead of saying I can do it. This is really cool. Asking forces you to think out a plan. And you do this with all kinds of things. If you propose things or say things in the form of a question that's a little bit open-ended, then people will, and yourself will be like, you'll start thinking, how do I solve this puzzle? And how do I get this done? And then what that does is now you're engaged and you're starting to think out your own solution. And that's a huge part of actually being motivated. And so you're like, I gotta work out this afternoon on the bike. How am I going to work out in the afternoon on the bike? And then you start piecing together, like, oh, well, if I do that, then I need to find my helmet. Well, then I need to do this. Now you're starting to visualize. You're starting to get into it. And next thing you know, you're going to be halfway there because you asked it in the form of a question instead of saying that you're going to bike. You're asking how I'm going to bike. How am I going to do this, right? How am I going to do a sub 13-hour Ironman, right? Well, you're like, oh, well, to do that, I would need to do this and need to do that. Well, now you've gotten traction and now you're starting to think it out. See, it works great. So they said Bob the Builder, if you have a kid, you know this crap. Bob the Builder sings, can we do it? Yes, I can. Right, that's his thing. And they said that is actually perfect. Ask how to do it, can we do it, and then fill in the blanks. And this is actually really motivating to get other people to do stuff that you want as well. All right. Then we get into the last thing from the book, which is curiosity drives motivation. Get people moving or yourself by asking why or how. Well, that's pretty much like the last one I just said. When they think about it, they are now officially engaged. That's exactly like the last one. Okay, I don't know why I wrote that down twice, but it's cool. Check out the Daniel Pink book, To Sell is Human. It's on Audible. It's about 6 hours long, audible.com, and we will continue on with more audiobooks in the future. All right, let's take a break here, and we will be back in a second with donations and questions. All right, show donations. So you can help Zen and Yard Triathlon by going to zentriathlon.com, and there's a PayPal link on the left-hand side. If you find any of this stuff on this show useful, show after show after show, you're like, man, Brett really puts in a lot of work into this show, finding stuff that works, that improves me, training tips, scheduling tips, performance tips, and nutrition advice. Hey, it takes a lot of work to put together this show. So if you want to help give back and keep the show on the air for a long, long time, it's super, super easy. All you do is go to the zentriathlon.com website. On the left-hand side, there's a little PayPal link. Bam! You can do a recurring donation of only $3.95 a month. I mean, it's nothing. And then there's also a one-time donation, and you get your name mentioned on the show. So let's name off some people. M. Webb gave us a donation. Thank you very much. Allison Frutos, longtime donor. Keith Burtis, what is up, Keith? Gave a donation. And then we got a donation and a question from Sean L. And this is a serious one, guys, so pay attention. This is good. Okay, a question. Last week, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Okay, so my dad has Parkinson's, so I'm very familiar with this. And my dad was very athletic before getting Parkinson's. Okay, so he says, pre-diagnosis, I finished my first Ironman distance race in August. Do you know of any triathletes with Parkinson's disease I can look to for inspiration? With my shoulder still in rehab, I probably can't get back to biking and swimming until February, so I'm tentatively planning a couple of 70.3 races in 2015, but I'd like, if it's possible, to do a second 140.6 race in 2016. Am I kidding myself? Well, okay, so this is what I've seen. And my mom's a bit of a hypochondriac, so I've heard everything about Parkinson's that you can possibly imagine because she's researched the hell out of it. And my mom should have been a doctor. Okay. The thing with Parkinson's is it progresses differently in different people. So how fast you get the worst symptoms of it. So what it does is it makes you weak, and it makes your hand and your leg or whatever, it makes your extremities tremor a little bit. And then it also, this is for people that don't know, and also your brain works at normal speed, but your answering questions works at slower speed. So they could tell my dad had Parkinson's because they gave him a pretty difficult, kind of like an IQ test, and he answered all the questions perfectly. Like he got 100, which I think they said was kind of wild because my dad's really smart. And but it took him like 6 times as long as it should have to answer the questions. So his reaction was kind of slow. So, oh, that reminds me of something I got to mention. So, so they started him on all kinds of medications, and my dad's Parkinson's actually is progressing really, really slowly. But the kicker is Parkinson's can cause depression, and you really need to watch out for that. And then they start giving you all kinds of medication for Parkinson's, and mixing and matching all these meds. And I'm not one to say whether you should. Definitely, I'm not saying you shouldn't take the meds. I'm just saying there's all kinds of side effects and crazy stuff that messes with you as you try to narrow down medicine, and then your conditions change, so it's more medicine and then less medicine. Okay, so my dad has had it for quite a while now, and his symptoms are actually not getting that much worse, and that's really, really good. But the depression from being athletic and then not being very athletic right now has its really big ups and downs, and it can mess with your mind. So you got to watch out for that stuff, and you got to realize that a lot of that is not you. It's either the Parkinson's or the medication that's messing with you. And if it helps, I got a little bit of positivity here for you, and I wouldn't call it upside, but good things is that, one, check this out. They figured out that actually getting on a bike and riding at a moderate pace reduces the symptoms of people with Parkinson's. There's this video online of a guy when he's off the bike, his hand's shaking and stuff, and they put him on the bike and start pedaling, and it makes his symptoms go away, and he loves it because it's and this isn't just him, it's apparently like everybody. And it because you get a break from these really symptoms that just wear you out, of like your hand involuntarily shaking and stuff like that. And that's really, really cool. And then also, my dad has days where he'll show off by doing a whole bunch of. He goes and works out, so he'll be like, I can do push-ups. Check this out. He'll get down and start doing push-ups and stuff. It's just like, and my dad's like 70, and it's like, wow, holy crap. And so he'll some days he'll be like, oh, my Parkinson's is acting up. My mom will look at me. She goes, it's not the Parkinson's. He's just being moody. He's because again. Just because one person gets it really bad doesn't mean you're going to. a lot of it has to do with medication, and definitely I would say eating healthy and exercising as much as you can will really, really help you out in the big time. So should you be doing this stuff in the future, I would sign up for it and just go day by day and see if it progresses, or if it just if you can stave it off with some nice exercise and a nice healthy diet and a little bit of rationality. A lot of people out there have chronic stuff, and something else might get you before the chronic thing does. You shouldn't think that Parkinson's is going to be the end of you. There's a million ways. There's that song, there's a million ways to die, So don't dwell on it too much. You never really know what's going to happen. And you never know, they may come with a cure any moment. Okay. We also have donations from Carrie Honing and Todd Endicott, Jessica Woodruff, and Dan Machia. So wait, let's go back to Sean for a second. If you know of a Parkinson's triathlete group, send me a note on Twitter and I'll retweet it to Sean, of Parkinson's triathletes that are trying to get it done and getting it done, or like a support group. I think a support group is a big deal with the Parkinson's stuff. And once you start seeing that there's a lot of people that have it and a lot of people around you are, you need to find the people that are taking it in stride and have a positive outlook and hang out with them. Don't hang out with the people that are negative about it. Okay? So you can really shape your world and your outlook by the people you hang out with. So send me something and I'll send it to Sean about who to look for and what to do, okay, to help him out. Okay, so that's it for donations and questions. And in a second here, we'll wrap up the show. Hold on. All right, let's go ahead and start wrapping this show up with a little bit of detail of what I've been doing lately and also what's coming up. So we're on family vacation of sorts to Tyler, Texas for Thanksgiving, and I brought my bike and running gear with me. There's no pool. There probably is a pool, but it's kind of hard to find. So I figured I would just bike and run day after day. We're here for 4 days. And the schedule seems to be running in the morning with the family. And what I've been doing is run with Emily and Kai the first half hour and then drop them off, and they go off and do their own thing, and then I go for another half hour. So that's an hour run. And it's hilly here, and since we're doing lots of family stuff, I don't have time to go out and do tons and tons of training or anything like that. So an hour in the morning run after everybody gets up, and then mid-afternoon an hour on the bike. Seems to be really nice. That's only 2 hours training every day, but it is a 2-a-day, which is kind of nice, and I've been doing it every day, and I go kind of hard because, not so much on the run, but on the bike, I go kind of hard because, it's only an hour workout each, and there's no like 2 or 3 hour things, because then I'd be getting away from the family too much. But if you look at it in perspective, 4 days in a row of 2-a-days of lower body work is pretty freaking stressful. And I've just been piling it on layer after layer, like Joel Filiol says, and just adding on to it. And it seems to be working pretty nicely. I've made some good choices, and the power on the bike seems to be increasing ever so slightly. And like I said, I got a King of the Mountain on Strava yesterday on the bike, which is pretty cool. And the big question is what am I actually training for? What's keeping me motivated to train? Well, the Ultra Baby next year in October seems to really be dominating my mind, and this was really smart to create this event because it has got me sufficiently scared to get me out and training. And that works for me. It might work for you to sign up for something or to be planning on doing something with a set date that you can't get away from, that is difficult enough to where it bothers you in the back of your mind, to get you out and training and making sure that you're not taking too long of a break. Let's see, another thing is the tapering and then the rest and the slacking off from training from the Austin 70.3 and then the Iron Baby, 2 weeks after that, I've put on 10, 15 pounds or so, and I cannot wait to get it off. And I'm excited about actually cutting back on calories a little bit and seeing if I can lean out, trying different things to see if I can lean out. But the big thing is calories overall and not eating so much. And I can tell from the extra weight that it actually hurts my knees a little bit, and it makes me think of when I did weigh quite a bit more and I was out running and always had knee pain and stuff like that. If you're out there and you've got knee pain and you're 20 pounds overweight, that's probably got a lot to do with it. So you got to keep focusing on calories and not developing an eating disorder, but cutting back and seeing what you actually need, and eat for the energy that you need and just enough, and not too much more than that. And experiment with protein and fat and such to see if that works. And also I had a talk with Emily about the Rocky Raccoon 100 versus the 50. And with the really solid fueling changes with the Amrita bars, I feel like I can probably get away from getting sick on my stomach, and that's always been my limiter on an Ironman. So I'm always the optimist about Ironmans, and I've already signed up for Ironman Texas. So training for a 100-miler and training for an Ironman a few weeks later is counterproductive. It's to do a 100-miler, you're getting up in the 80 to 100 miles of running a week, and you don't have much time to bike. And Ironman triathlons are predominantly, just barely, but predominantly a biking event, where the bike, because you can only run after you're done with the bike, and if you don't have really strong bike legs, well, then you won't have good run legs. So your run legs are icing on top of a bike cake. It's a way to put it. And maybe the swim is the fork, I don't know. But we decided that I'm going to sign up for the 50 and do great at the 50, hopefully, and see if I can break my PR at the 50 and get more around 9 hours flat. Sub 9 would be really cool, or whatever it is. Just have a great race at the 50 and focus on the 100 another time when I don't have an Ironman coming up after that, where all the 100-mile running would take away from the biking. So it sucks, but they are conflicting, and I've talked a lot about executive function. You have to pull yourself away from the situation ahead of time and plan out things, and then make a plan, make a schedule, make a plan, so that when stuff starts getting hot and heavy, that you actually do the right thing. So what we're going to do is the 50-miler. It's in February. I think I need to sign up. I haven't signed up yet. And then we can do the Ironman Texas. And yeah, according to the news, right, I need to be aware and present in Ironman Texas to sign up for the next year's Ironman Texas right there on site, if that's the way things are going. All right, and before we go, I want to mention Hornet Juice. Hornet Juice is a protein powder that is absolutely amazing. Everybody that's trying it loves it. The stuff is crazy. It's an amino acid mix that helps you metabolize body fat for more energy, and it really does work. The emails I get back from people are like, holy crap, I can't believe how well this works. It's one packet lasts you an hour and a half. It's really cool. You take a little bit before you start your long workout, or you could use it, for shorter stuff. You'll feel like this diesel-like burn of energy. It's really cool, and it comes from Japanese hornet saliva. It's actually synthetic. They don't actually make Japanese hornets spit into dishes or anything like that. But they might as well, because it's made in a lab, and the stuff is crazy. And they got the idea from the Japanese killer hornet is the most endurance prolific, I guess is the way to phrase it, bug out there. It can go the longest distance for its body weight out of any animal that they know of, and they figured out how it does it. It metabolizes its own body fat with a specific amino acid blend. So they duplicated it in the lab, started giving it to people, and holy cow, it works. It works really, really well. So again, you can support Zen and Yard of Triathlon and get something back in your pocket for your support by getting Hornet Juice, and that is on the right side of the website, zentriathlon.com. And you can get like a 4-pack or a 10-pack or a 20-pack or a 30-pack, as much as you want. What usually happens is people get like a 4 and then they try it and then they come back and get a 30. And they're like, holy crap, because it's a better deal the more you get at once. And then if you get it, you get an email from me, a handwritten email, hand-typed, clickety-clack, email from me asking you how you're doing. And if you send something back to that, I read it on the show. It's pretty cool. And then you can have something that's pretty cool that you can show off to your friends. Like, check this out. I got Japanese killer hornet powdered saliva in my drink. And psychologically, the other person will be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to race against this person. And you're like, yeah, this is how it goes down. Psychological. But anyway, it really does work. It's pretty cool. And also, don't forget that you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram under the name Zen Triathlon. I post tons of my workouts with commentary about what I did, what I ate, and you can look at all the graphs and heart rate stuff. It's pretty cool. We got some pretty cool interviews lined up, and I won't say what they are yet because you never know until they actually happen. And I actually have another interview with Eric J. Fisher lined up. I've already recorded it, and he's a productivity expert, and we'll have him on the next show, I think. And I think that's it. All right, everybody stay safe out there. Work the uphills, cruise the downhills, and keep the rubber side down. Out.